Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down the botanical classification of plants. We'll be looking closely at how their physical structures actually dictate what they are, how they grow, and how they survive in nature. Section 1. Types of plants. Herbs. Let's get right into it. Okay, so herbs. By definition, these are small plants, and they're characterized by their soft, green, and pretty delicate stems. Because of this fragile physical structure, well, they typically have a much shorter lifespan compared to the other plant categories we'll be looking at today. But, despite their delicate structure, herbs really pack a punch. They literally form the crucial backbone of our culinary flavoring, and they're the foundation of so many medicines we rely on every single day. Let's look at some everyday examples. We've got mint, coriander, spinach, and the Tulsi plant. It's actually brilliant when you think about it. It just shows how frequently and how intimately we interact with this specific plant group in our daily lives. Moving on to Section 2, Types of Plants, Shrubs. So, stepping up a bit in size, we have shrubs. Now, these are medium-sized plants. What sets them apart is they have hard, woody stems, and they feature multiple branches that typically spread out right from the lower base, really close to the ground. They neatly bridge that physical gap between the small herbs we just talked about and the much larger trees. Some common examples of shrubs include the rose, hibiscus, jasmine, and the cotton plant. Seeing them grouped like this really highlights just how varied and, frankly, how beautiful this medium-sized classification can be for our surroundings. All right, Section 3. Types of plants. Trees. Now, what's really interesting here is the massive jump in structural scale. Trees are literally the giants of the plant world. They're defined as tall, remarkably strong plants supported by thick, hard trunks. And it's exactly this robust physical infrastructure that allows them to live for many, many years. Both ecologically and economically, trees are absolutely crucial. They provide vital shade, they produce food in the form of fruits and flowers, they give us structural wood, and of course, maybe most importantly, they facilitate the essential filtration of fresh air. We literally couldn't survive without them. Some key examples of trees include the mango, the neem, the massive banyan, and the coconut tree. Honestly, these represent some of the most structurally significant and dependable organisms in our entire ecosystem. They're basically our best friends in nature, which is why planting more of them is always a good idea. Finally, Section 4. Types of plants. Creepers. Let's see how this last category builds out the full botanical picture. Creepers are unique because they possess very soft, weak stems. Since they completely lack that rigid, woody structure we just saw in shrubs and trees, they simply cannot stand upright. Instead, they've adapted by spreading out and growing flat right along the ground. Perfect examples of creepers include the pumpkin, watermelon, muskmelon, and sweet potato. Because they yield such incredibly heavy produce, they need a vast amount of ground space to support that structural load. It's a brilliant adaptation. So the next time you look at a garden or natural landscape, ask yourself this: how does the simple physical biology of a plant completely dictate its entire survival strategy?